I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 20. We are here in the city of Rupan.
We're on the Beggaret continent.
We're getting into it, I feel like.
We are. We're in the city of Labyrinths.
I wonder how far into the Labyrinth we're going to meet people. Like, obviously it's not going well, so I don't know if that means they are currently within it, but I don't know.
Are there like checkpoints within it where, you know, like if you're climbing a mountain, there's like sections where people camp out and they're like, oh, can't go any further. Oh, we like kind of, this area is protected now because we've cleared it, you know, like of a dungeon or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm ready though.
Yes, me too.
Sweet. Ellen, Elise, do you know how? Whoa.
There he is!
I missed you, Geese.
Are we trying to get people to help?
Too fast, if anything. Okay. It's been so long.
I was like, why is he not reacting to seeing Rudy? We did time behind bars together. Like emotionally? Yeah. Emotionally.
Oh, this song. Wow. He seems so small. He almost just, it does seem so much smaller. It's a nice touch that he's sitting.
The first thing he does when he sees her is doing what he wanted to do, which is apologize.
Little
boyfriend. Husband. Oh, because they're getting married when she gets back. I wonder what they would think of each other. Save your thanks for what comes next.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
数年前、その迷宮で消息を絶つを聞いたんだ。さらに最近になってジェニスを迷宮の中で見たって話。
Interesting.
Why would she have been in a party going in there?
この1年が4人も集まって半分も攻略できてね。
Haven't even made it halfway.
情けない話だ。
So like we are intel wise don't even know she's in there. Like that's crazy.
Ah.
He is very clever. Roxy. Why were we looking at his butt when we said that? Is she really stuck in there? Like in the intro?
What?
The audio. She stepped on a teleportation circle. Ellen at least knows how important Roxy is to Rudy. Ooh.
The teleporter labyrinth. Yeah.
I like that he starts in the middle of it, because that's how you read books.
He's a fast reader. Or maybe he's just looking for important intel.
Yeah, he's like looking for something that identifies it exactly.
Okay.
I like that we're all gonna read it. That is a smart choice. Thank you for that. No! Oh, Lilia was happy about that too. Oh, like the images we get of them all at the table together.
I'm just really worried for Paul now.
I know.
Oh, I'm scared.
Well, that's... Of course he has to. Once in my life before I die.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
No! Don't, like, leave us out of it, please.
Cut. Cut to somewhere else.
What's Geese up to?
Next day. The conversation lasted that long. God, Paul looks so fucking cool. We really did set this up for Rudy to be rescuing Roxy, though, in a labyrinth. Just like her dream.
But he's married.
Whew. Easy work.
Paul and Soul really are similar.
Yeah. Everything's happening so fast.
Is he trying to impress his son? Yeah.
Bro, you have no idea.
Oh, that's so cute. This is so cute. I know you're cool, dude. This is his first labyrinth. Oh, Paul.
Yeah.
You're like family.
Does he not know about the Sylphie relation yet?
No, we haven't told him yet. Don't use fire.
Good to know.
We are good with earth magic, though. Stick to ice.
I mean, we can make earth projectiles too, no?
Things are getting more serious.
Okay. Yeah, true.
Still calling him boss, I love it. He just really likes touching walls.
What the fuck? Has Roxy been fighting this entire time? That drip of water. Oh!
Look how tired she is. I feel like it's probably even more exhausting when you have to say it out loud, too. Rudy's gonna come in right at the freaking best time.
They just keep teleporting.
They can use the teleporter! Oh my god, they can use the teleporter.
We're gonna get to see it this episode?
That's terrifying.
We're gonna get to see it this episode?
Someone's coming to save you in a labyrinth, Roxy.
Oh no. Oh my god.
I want to. What does he look like? How badass does he look? Show him. Show him.
You don't
show
fuck.
him.
Oh. End the episode. Yes. Okay, that was Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 20. The second in Season 1 did Rudy said, or the Roxy said it, right?
Mm-hmm. To Ellen Elise.
It wrote itself.
Yeah.
It was destined to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucking did. Let's go.
Okay.
Dude, this episode, it was so fast. So much happened.
Really
I didn't think we were going to get it this episode, but we did.
I feel like it needed to be fast-paced, because I feel like we need to have the season... At least this is my current mindset, is that the season finale needs to be the battle of saving Zenith.
Yeah.
And if we haven't even made it, like, halfway through this labyrinth, fair. I feel like we do need to kind of speed up at least the first couple... What were they called? Stratums?
Yeah.
Like, the first couple layers of the labyrinth that aren't as difficult, so that we can take more time for the more difficult aspects.
It was incredibly smart to have Rudy bring a book that is basically a map that works at, like, I mean, that right, like, explains it for itself for how quick we are making it through the first layers.
We are in the teleporter labyrinth.
Map. Yeah.
We're in the teleporter labyrinth. How perfectly written is that? As soon as he said it, it was like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Right there. It's like someone wrote this.
You know what's crazy? It's like, obviously the nature of the show and teleportation and being in a different world than we used to, and like I get that, but it almost feels like I could find resolution, like, okay, Zenith is saved, we're all home, end the show. Like, no, don't have to be in danger anymore. Like for Rudy's sake, at least.
Oh yeah, like there's definitely a lot of, like, at least for Rudy's past life, a lot of things have already started to get healed. I mean, we just had him be like, if Nanahoshi goes back, I want her to say something to my brother.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're closing a lot of, like, chapters of healing trauma. And obviously our journey to the university was to heal some things, and we were able to do that. Thank you, Sylphie. And now it's like, the last bit of the puzzle is basically healing the family that got separated from everyone getting mass teleported everywhere. Yeah. And Zenith is the last piece of that. We even, in this episode, it gets brought up to us. We almost visualize everyone sitting at the table together in what we've seen, even though we think that Paul might die, because they keep setting it up to make me worried about that. But
yeah, and I don't know if that would even be like, you'd regret going there, right? Like
oh, that is interesting to bring up what, like, Man God said.
Yeah, like the idea of Rudy going there, regardless of what time he did, he would be helpful in them moving on further in the labyrinth. So that's all accounted for. And previously, I'm like, okay, you're gonna, that's the result of you going there, and that would trigger something to happen, maybe Paul's death, right? And that would be the thing to regret. That being said, I'm also just like, I'm worried. I have this like worry of the unknown, of something fucked to happen that it's not even on the fucking table. Like on the level of Man God or Stead, fucking Laplace, or like someone that's on that godlike hierarchy or level or tier that we haven't seen since like Orsted, or, you know.
Yeah, like, what if something like Orsted was the reason Man God said that? I think that's something I want to talk about in terms of, like, a possibility of regret, is because Rudy was here, we were able to save Roxy. You would think in theory that would not be a regret. That would be something that Rudy would look back and be like, even if he couldn't save Zenith, or even if Paul died, there's at least the fact that he saved someone that he cared about. You know, at least at the end of the day, you could be like, he saved Roxy, because he did. But we get, leading up to this episode, we even have Man God teasing about, mating season. We have Sylphie being like, you can take a concubine. We have the idea of Lilia and, like, Aisha kind of feeling like, oh, because I was the concubine's daughter, this is my place. How do you view me, brother? We keep having Rudy having to establish with people, like, hey, I don't want to cheat on my wife and I'm about to have a kid. And so part of me is kind of worried about this idea that he literally saved Roxy in the way that she imagined, like, falling in love. And if you go back to season 1, she's like, basically says something along the lines of, like, I'll see you when you're 15 or like over 15 or something.
I don't know.
Because that's like the age in this universe.
Yeah. Man, like, what do you think Zenith was? If this is Zenith, I'm gonna assume it is. But by Geese's
we don't
intel,
even know.
It's somebody that looked like Zenith was in a party that went missing within the teleporter labyrinth a few years back. If Zenith is teleported somewhere else and has experience being in a party, that would be my first move in trying to locate my family or trying to, you know, find what the fuck's going on out, is get into a party that with people I can trust, or find people I can trust. And then my next thought, like, immediately I'm like, why the fuck would you go into a labyrinth if you're trying to find your family or go home? Then I'm like, okay, well, the idea of being teleported in the first place, maybe I can get teleported back. Maybe you go into maybe the thing you get from at the bottom of the labyrinth is the ability to utilize teleportation circles, like, in a different way. I don't know.
So that was one of my big questions, is obviously we don't know. We come into this and we find out, we don't even have actual explicit confirmation that it is Zenith. It's just someone that looks like her. Like, come on, how many blonde-haired people are in this world with, like, green eyes?
Yeah.
But I think that if I think about it realistically for what happened after the mass teleportation of why she would be in a party in a labyrinth, my first thought goes to money. She was probably, if you get teleported to a place you've never been, you need to survive.
That's true.
You would need to earn money in order to try to travel
That's
out
different than
of
an
this
S-class
location.
danger, you know?
But she was probably talented enough to get, and then she'd probably get a good amount of money for whatever the mission was. It might not have been to defeat the labyrinth. It might have been go to this floor and find this thing, or protect this person, or defeat this many spider monsters, you know? And I think that if I think about it realistically, that would make sense that, because we know that Rudy and Eris, like, they did guild things. Obviously, they did it to try to make money to travel, but also to boost, you know, Superd morale, like, across everyone that exists, like, make them, like, not fear Superds. But one of the main things was, like, for money. Like, we need to be able to get hotel rooms and food and travel to get back to home. And I hate that in her, like, trying probably so hard to get home to her family that she'd take this job to get this money, she then gets teleported somewhere, which we now know, apparently, the teleporter circles only take you to somewhere else on that, like, floor.
Yeah.
Apparently.
There's absolutely no way that it isn't Zenith, right? Narratively?
Narratively, I don't think there's a way that it isn't Zenith. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I think that would be crazy, because imagine ending a season off where we get down there and we're about to save Zenith, and it's honestly, that could be a really intriguing ending, or, like, closing off of, like, cliffhanger for, like, new content. To, like, get there, you've spent all this time and energy and work and emotions on saving your mom, and then you get there and it's not even your mom. Just
Kishi Rika is, like, alluding to, like, like, being able to track down but not the specificity leads me to believe that it's Zenith definitely here. But, like, I don't know.
I would say Kishi Rika's the reason that I would trust that it's Zenith, other than these random people that have been like, I saw a blonde girl go in there.
Man, it was great seeing Paul again. Obviously, with how, like, defeated he was, Rudy was right that even him showing up was, like, consolation enough.
Mm-hmm. One of the most realistic and authentic things that happened upon the Paul reunion was the fact that Rudy starts to think within his head, like, Paul used to be so big to me. And now he's so small. And it's just, like, it really is. Like, they haven't seen each other since Rudy was a kid. And now Rudy is a lot taller, a lot more of a man, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And his father is, like, basically he didn't even need to have him sitting in that chair to hug him for him to seem small, because Rudy's just already grown so much.
Yeah.
And I think that was a nice touch.
I liked, like, Paul showing off in the party.
Yeah, and then that to lead from that into his like almost excitement that he is getting to look cool in front of his son.
God, I don't want Paul to die. I want them to be like in the front yard together, sparring like they did in season 1, but it'd be really different this time around, you know?
That, or I want like a grandkid scene where the grandparents are like, is the grandkid gonna learn? Like Paul tries to get the grandkid to fight with a sword, and Sylphie and Rudy are like, we're both mages. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, obviously we know Rudy can fucking use a sword with what we got to see with Luke, but I want a dynamic that Paul comes home, Zenith and Lilia are both safe, and the grandchild's born, and everybody's ragging on Paul and making fun of him because of him being not loyal to Zenith and having two different sides of the family. I want that because my biological father has something very similar going on. That it's like, long story short, we're like, oh yeah, it's only another month until another 23andMe kid comes out. That it's like, I could see a parallel there that I'd really enjoy.
That's so funny to me. Okay.
I really am happy we got Roxy back. I don't know what to expect at the opening of next episode other than like blush, crying, Rudy,
Hug.
Good job.
Impressed.
I want there to be time
so
to catch up, but do you think we backtrack and leave the labyrinth to like heal, rest, and then come back in, or do we just like take a second within the labyrinth and then keep going on? I mean, Roxy's been in there she's tired.
Right, that's a really great point, because we already have Rudy talking like, oh, I thought this has taken you guys like days before, but they're basically doing it in hours.
Yeah.
They have the potential because of this book to be able to easily leave for the night and then come back in the morning and do what they did again.
Yeah.
And it's much like, it would be less defeating to them to do it now than it would have back then.
Yeah.
And I feel like she probably would like a break or some sleep. Like, where she doesn't have to fight for her life, or food. Was she, like, eating the corpses of these, like, spider slug monsters? Probably.
For the little time that she had, because they kept getting teleported. I wonder how that works.
The fact that the monsters can use the teleportation
But what does that mean? Does that mean the monsters are intelligent enough to know which ones to use and can, like, hunt out Roxy? Or that somebody is in charge of the labyrinth? Or that there's, like, an overarching, like, send them there, you know, point them in that direction to Roxy.
That is really interesting.
I can't tell why, like, teleportation was the crux of what happened in season 1. It is what has gotten us to this city. It is what the labyrinth is. Is that because something involving teleportation is going to happen again, or because it's just getting full circle? Like, I'm so anxious. I don't want anything bad to happen. Now that we have Roxy too, man, I also, we didn't tell anybody really about the teleportation circles. We said that we were going to tell Paul on the way out about them.
When we leave.
Yeah.
Which obviously, because of the taboo nature of teleportation in this world, but also I feel like the information will now be handled more favorably after they leave, after this book has been read by everyone, and we've all used teleportation circles safely within this labyrinth because of the book.
You know how you brought up last episode about utilizing the teleportation circles as a means of quick escape because of the time lag?
Yeah.
What if it's like gets to a point where some fucking shit happens at the end of the season, where we are with Paul and everybody, we haven't told them about it yet, Rudy, and we're all sprinting trying to get out of this fucking place, not just the labyrinth but the city, and Rudy's like, fucking follow me. Everybody's like, yo, how do you know about this? They teleport back, they have 30 minutes or whatever to prepare.
Yeah.
That could be a
I would
direction.
like that. One last thing from this episode that was just another compliment, because I always will compliment the show in terms of how it portrays panicking or panic attacks or anxiety. What they did with the audio, and also what Rudy says when he's starting to hear that something has happened to Roxy. It's the immediate, wait, why isn't Roxy with you guys? And then during the like audio change, we're hearing she's been missing for a month. We've looked 5 times now. And he keeps saying, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Which is so realistic. You ask the question because you know that you like need to know, but you don't want to know so bad. And what was happening with the audio and also like visually, him almost being separated from this group of people as they're still having their own conversation about it.
I wish Nanahoshi was here in terms of teleportation. Like,
would she be intrigued by this labyrinth?
Maybe.
Well, we don't need her because she gave us stuff to use. So.
And we have a capable party who I imagine is going to fight a dragon based off of the intro.
Yeah.
That's where I think we're going for the rest of the season. Everything else is an unknown.
I think so too. I think one of my main like worries or questions, which is so me to be like, my main worry, even though we haven't even saved Zenith or Paul might die, is like, my main worry is the romantic love interest of Roxy possibly falling for Rudy.
Nah.
And I'm like, please no.
Like, we have even Paul there to be like, yo, Rudy, you're about to have a dad.
Yeah,
you're
like,
about to be a dad, sorry. But man.
Bop him on the head. Be like, don't be like me, son.
I'm glad that we left when we did in the talks at night between Paul, Rudy, and Lilia.
Yeah, I did not want to hear.
Yeah.
I was with Lilia with that. I was like, we should not be having such vulgar conversations.
Talking about Cliff. Like, what kind of man would you marry?
Yeah, like it was who would marry you.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy that would want to marry you? And Rudy's like, no, he's like a friend. I respect him. And Paul's like, oh, okay, I'll meet him someday.
Yeah.
That meeting,
it's going to be legendary if it happens.
Paul, this is why Paul can't die. Is because I need him to meet Cliff and see this small university child, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.